Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the American F-80A-5 sitting at 7.0 battle rating. A fantastic plane that really performs really nicely in all the three roles. A jack of all trades, you could say. It should have come out yesterday, but I was at work a little longer. It was very busy and I didn't have enough time to finish it. So we'll finish it now. Well, I actually should be flying for the new patch, although I already have video material for a video for tomorrow, so you can expect that. I'm also working on the MiG-19 in the meantime, so it's been fun so far, but it's funny. Anyway, we'll talk about that in different videos. Let's see. Let's first get into the A5 here, shall we? The maximum speed in this plane at sea level without whip is 872, and there is no with whip because there is no whip on this plane, so 872 at sea level. At 4500 meters she'll go up to 680, and at 6500 meters she'll go up to 601. This is in indicated airspeed without Mach. The top speed in a dive is 941 kilometers an hour before she redlines, and 1010 before she rips apart. This plane is significantly slower than the MiG-9L that we reviewed a few days ago, and is definitely not one of the faster jets. The speed is quite average. The control stiffening in this plane starts early at 550. In the roll rate especially, it still does pull out at that speed with the elevator, and at 725 the roll rate starts to significantly worsen and it becomes difficult if you are in a dive to get the plane in the right angle to actually pull out of a dive. So be careful with the rolling and start getting out of your roll at around 700 kilometers an hour, depending on what altitude you're on. The stall speed in the plane is alright, decent, it's average with 160. Firepower is good. You have 6 M2 Browning machine guns, also known as 50 cals, 300 rounds per gun, quite nice. You can spray a little bit if you have to. You also can equip the plane with 8 HVAR rockets or 2 1000 pound bombs. If you want to go ground pounding, you can a little bit in this plane, but yeah, it doesn't have significant options in that department, but still it's alright there. Great ammo load then for the machine guns. Acceleration in a straight line is good, and in a dive it's very good. The energy retention in the horizontal is great, and in the vertical it is good. Climb rate is decent, not the best, nothing spectacular, it's average to decent. The turn time is good. You have flaps that rip off at 590 kilometers an hour, and well, that is not particularly good, but at least that's better than the MiG-9. The roll rate is decent to good, and overall maneuverability is good, but that turn time is definitely better than most of the jets at this battle rating. This is quite a maneuverable plane, a maneuverable jet as we say, and that makes it a jack of all trades because it's also a decent energy fighter, and it can boom and zoom a little bit, although the top speeds in a dive are not fantastic, and it's not the fastest plane in a straight line as well. But once you have that energy retention, this plane can boom and zoom just like most jets can. The overheating is present, especially when you run it at 100% all the time. This plane has no web, so that doesn't have an impact on that, but if you do run it completely at 100%, you will cook the engine at a certain point. So you gotta at certain points run the plane at 90%, keep the engine cool, and then when you need it, put it at 100%. There is that. At the end of the fight you can see that I overcooked it a little bit. Durability is decent, and it can take a hit or two, so there is that. This is a very versatile jet. Can do a little bit of ground pounding, although that's not one of the main things when it comes to versatility for me in jets, but it is easy to transition between the roles in this plane. Boom and zoom in it. It is not specialized in that, but it can do it. Energy fighting is also possible, and it can definitely turn for a jet as well. If you're fighting props, don't turn with the props. I mean, most props will outturn you easily, but for jets, and this plane is very maneuverable, and it is a joy to fly in that respect. I like jack of all trades, as I said, and I also like them in jets. It makes the plane forgiving, and that is something that is a very nice trait, because if you do make a mistake, unforgiving planes, you're usually dead. With this plane you have options to get yourself out of the mess you created. This guy is a very, very good pilot, one of the best stat cards I've ever seen in my life. For the last month he was on a 3rd place for RB performance with the kill death ratio thing. I've never seen anybody that high. That's insane. It's very good. Of course, in this match he was flying in a squad, and I'm sure that guy flies squads most of the time. But still, even with that, the stats were amazing, and I think, I mean, I've talked about that more, right? When you fly in squads all the time, your stats do look a lot better than if you would fly solo all the time. But still, with these kind of stats, this guy is an amazing pilot. So this is the main danger for me right here. There is 2 other guys left. I'm the only one left in my team. My team got slaughtered again. American teams, they have that sometimes. Although it's a little bit more mixed these days. Sometimes you get really strong American teams. Especially with the announcement of the Supersonic jets, there's more people playing Americans as well to get to the plane they want, to unlock the, yeah, here we go, a crit on the engine. So he will die eventually, and how much of power he lost right now is anybody's guess. But he probably won't be performing like he's 100%. He's still flying though, and a crit to the engine usually means that he's got a few minutes to fly, so I still have to be careful with this opponent. So yeah, but this American team was not terribly good, so I'm alone, and I was lucky that that Thunder 2000 guy was out of ammo or out of fuel, I don't know which, but he seemed to have returned to the base, and after killing the key 84, that was something we're gonna have to check out and go back there. And we find both of them here. The key 84 is on the runway, and he actually made sure to repair already. He did that rather quickly. He's yaying out. I mean, the Kika is still alive, so there is no punishment for doing that right now. A crit on the left wing. He is damaged, and a critted Kika should not be able to compete with my perfectly fine F-80. So I gotta be careful because I am running out of rounds. I have not reloaded yet. I'm running on 7.5 minutes of fuel, and I have 52 rounds. That's about 9 rounds per barrel left per gun, and that runs out very, very quickly. So I was flying around this guy. I thought he has to you know, get out of this J-out thing eventually. And I also was under the impression that once you are the last guy left and you're on the airfield and you J-out, that you get the tickets running. But it is not the case in this situation, and I think he did it smartly with that 10 seconds you have, that 10-second trick. So I was running around here a few times, and he was jumping in and out. He wants me to go away. One of the guys he was flying with tells me. Why that wasn't a kill, I don't know, but okay, I have to go. It's 1 minute and 50 seconds, and I get hit by the AA here. So I have to go back to the airfield and get some repair in. Now I have to make sure to do it quickly, and I hope that he is waiting a little bit to see if I come back or not, because otherwise he might have been halfway across the sea there before I landed, and then being pretty close once I get out of the repair, but he didn't. And I flew back to his island. I found him in the clouds. He was above me, and I extended, because with a key 84 above me, I'm not gonna go up, run myself out of energy, and then him being able to outturn me. And in a dive, a Ki 84 can also keep up with you. I mean, I am in the better plane. There is no freaking doubt about that. Let's be clear on that. And I should win this fight, but I have to be careful, because a mistake is easily made, and especially against a guy with this quality. If I make a mistake, he will definitely kill me. So I'm also here in the situation where I have to sometimes run on 80%, because I did cook the engine a little bit in the meantime. So there you see, if you keep it on 100% a little bit too long, you have to take special care to keep the engine temperature down. And that didn't work at 90%, it kept going up at 90%. So I had to go back to 81, 82, 80% to keep the engine cool. Now, if I keep myself in disciplined boom and zooming, that shouldn't be a problem. The energy retention in this plane is good enough that it keeps you going. Acceleration as well, by the way, so there is that. It's a good plane, and it can function at 80%. That makes my edge on the Ki 84 a little bit less though. And he's smart, he's playing it smart. He's already sitting at 5 kills, by the way, this guy. He already had his ace in this match. And I didn't want to become the 6th. I have 3 kills, of course, as you saw. We almost had him there, but I dipped the nose slightly too much when we got into range and put the bullets next to his plane. But these situations are the worst, where you have to extend. Of course, he's trying to turn and turn quickly enough so that the gap is less than a kilometer. Then of course he will spray, try to damage me. We went back and forth with that. I tried to cut out the extensions because you don't have to kind of see that. I show you where I turn around again. So I extend and I ran into the wall, so I'm at a different angle right now. Then I extend again and I'm coming back in now to see if we can get another pass on the guy. Of course, for him the trick is to make a nice defensive maneuver and then try to, or head on. Always nice as well. Get me down and get his 6th kill. Obviously that was what he was trying to do. This match lasted an hour, and it is always difficult to recreate the magic you felt while flying that hour. It was an exhilarating match, even though there was a lot of flying and looking around involved. Especially when we two were just left and I was looking for him and he was looking for me, because he was coming from my island and I was coming from his island when we met, and he was way above me. A kilometer and a half, maybe 2 kilometers. Here we go again for another pass. I don't want to take the risk of a full head-on, so I just short burst and then going back up in a spiral climb. I have the option here to go up a little bit more, to straighten out the plane, or to roll over and to start a dive. It's a good situation to be in. It gives you several options. The climbing spiral is one of my favorite moves when it comes to stall fighting, and that is basically what we're doing here. And we are the attacker in this sense, the one with the energy advantage. And he's the guy that's got to try to fend me off with defensive moves. And here we finally get a critical on the left wing. And that cripples the plane, but here he gets within shooting range. And there comes the bullets. I do try to avoid them, and I have to be patient now. He's crippled. He could still be dangerous. I'm not sure how bad the damage is. And we're gonna go back in and see what we can do here. I'm not gonna take a head-on in any case. And let's see, he's slowly climbing here. Trying to extend, got his smoke on. And he's keep extending. I think he just gave me the victory. He gave up. He's injured, and he basically knew it was done. Especially how disciplined I was before that point. He was like, okay, yeah, he's not gonna make a mistake against the crippled plane. But it was a fantastic match, and I want to give a shout out to Thunder 2000. Fantastic pilot. I was pretty impressed by his stat card. That was insane. But yeah, it was a fantastic match. Which really shows the strength of this plane. Of course, it was against some props, but there were also some jets in the match, so it was a mixed match. Let's see what kind of rewards we got. We did get 4 kills. Let's see, we got Final Blow, Last Man Standing. We've got 92,000 Silver Lions and 22,000 research points. First in the team. I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now the F-80A-5 is a fantastic plane, a jack of all trades, forgiving plane, but it is not the fastest plane and it does have some downsides, but it's still a plane that I really like, and it feels infinitely better than the MiG-9 in the sense that you just hit things. The 50 cals are way more reliable than the 37 cannon, and although the explosions are fantastic in the MiG-9, I prefer the F-80 immensely over the MiG-9 late. Although, you know, it's also a good plane, it's faster, it's a better boom and zoomer, but it's also more limited. It is not a plane that can transition between the roles like this plane can, and that's why I like the F-80 so much. Anyway guys, this was the last video of my old material that was still in the pipeline. As of tomorrow, you will receive patch 1.85 planes, and we'll see what we can do on the reviews on the Supersonic jets. Hopefully pretty soon. I'm working on the MiG-19 first, but we'll have to see how that goes. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.